pay for this process, eh? That is another PCR was for them to help pay for this process. None of them passed. There's a tie on all of them. Cherry Valley broke the tie. Should have been a dead issue right there. But they went ahead. And this is a counselor talking. I know my rights as a counselor, and I know PCRs. My third term. I'm going to my 9th year here as a counselor. Sure, I may have made a few mistakes as a counselor. And I realize that sometimes. And now they talk about love everybody. They're talking about love everybody. Who shows their love more than I do? Who cares for the community like I do? Who wants it? Talk about love. I love everybody here. I'll help anybody anytime. I'll write proposals. I'll beg people. For my people, I'll beg. I'll have to beg. I'll lure myself. Kiss ass if I have to. For my people. Yes, I'm very, very doubtful again as a counselor on the legalities of this referendum. Very doubtful. As a counselor, most of the time I voted against it, the time I moved my chair about it, when I said it's elected. Because their value position is in question right now. So he shouldn't have took part in any of those voting. And he died right there. He pushed it. Did I pray that voted that these guys? No. I was never given that opportunity, never. To even discuss, debate at a duly called council meeting to spend hundreds of $1,000 to pay this guy. I was never involved in that. You talk about legal? I'm afraid, darn afraid, this is not illegal. I'm very, very certain if it is challenged, Cowessess will lose. And as a counselor, I'll be tied right in there. I'll be tied right in there. But that's my opinion as a counselor. Thank you for listening.
One of our band members asked me, what do you guys spend that money on? Why do you have to pay $500? Why are you opposed to lending that as part of the election? Well, for one thing, education is no longer a factor. When the Supreme Court said there was no such thing as great fault, that has nothing to do with being elected. Another thing, why do we have to pay $500? Why do you want to change that? I said, well, in the past, we used that $500 to pay for part of the process. But yet this time when we came in, Grady had only paid half the guy, and the guy wouldn't acknowledge any of our registrar, any of our councilship, or the chief without the other half of the payment. That's what I think we use that money for. What do we pay for an election? Wait till they win? Wait till they lose? What? That's not fair. Another thing, I just want to say, to this day, we pay $1 million a year in someone's loans. And that comes out of program money. And I just want everybody to know, that's not fair. Someone takes a bunch of money on Cowessess and our cities have to pay.
Order.
I might be out of order, but the truth needs to be heard.
Well, say it.
Yeah. Again, I'd like to thank you all for coming, but I just want to go back down memory lane a little bit here. Election of 2013, April. 3 months in our election act. whoever comes chief has to move on to the reserve permanently for his remaining time of chief. Well, that was broken in our election act, and that's all it's about. When we had a meeting early August, over 200 and some people at the meeting, 7 ex-chiefs asked us, 4 councillors, we invited the rest of the council, head chair out for them. They asked us, uphold our election act. Okay, we'll do that. Now that's councillors listening to the grassroots people, what they want. And then Val mentions, well, our act is in court. It's always going to be in court till it's settled. This new act is a referendum. A referendum kills that law. This is a brand new law when it comes to a referendum. So where does that leave our court case? It's a dead issue. Residency. We won that case. In June we won the case. Our election act stood up in court when it came to residency. That was the only clause that was being upheld. But we as band members, we have to uphold the whole election act as our law, not just that certain place. And we won that case. Here we got to stay on it. So now what? Now we have to wait. So why are we as council trying to push a new election act on the band members right now when we should be waiting for the one in court to be settled? And I know right at this moment people want it stopped, and I think it's too late to stop it because they just push it through anyway. Like a few mentioned, if you don't want it, we're going to do it anyway. So all I have to say is talk to your families, come out and vote on it. And like I said, I feel it's totally illegal, so my vote, where my vote's going to be. But talk to your families, get them out here, because we can't stop it now. It's already went too far. They're not going to listen to us if we say, let's table this. It's done. It's going to be carried through. So we need all the band members to come out and vote on our election act that's upheld in court right now. Thank you.
Grady, William, and then
65% of our youth.
I agree 100% with Malcolm that the Spain has left the station and the sad thing is, again, the only thing I guess I really want to say is that the process is flawed. It's not that it's illegal, it's flawed in the sense that you didn't get it, not included as band members that state your case to participate in how the system is going on. So my sister, part of the process to begin with, I and my sister don't really get along sometimes, and she has a different views of the world of life. For her to sit there and say that she's talking on behalf, I don't think that's kind of fun. I don't think that anybody that sits in this hall right now. So even though the process is flawed, I'm going to ask again, like what Malcolm said, have all the members come up, and myself, because it is flawed, I'm going to go. And that's, I'm hoping that when you go home tonight and you read your package, I don't know if I even got a package, I never got the mail, so the changes that are there today, and some of the stuff that you read earlier, I didn't have a clue. So having it the night before, and read some homework tonight, I'll be able to do it. And again, I still don't believe the way the process is done. We're throwing our own law out the window, you might as well say. And what does that lead then, I guess, for the next prospective leaders of our nation? Well, I don't like this law today, so I'm going to throw it out the window and start the vote. The process is there again. That's the law, because our people put it there. And we should respect those people that put it in place. But I'm going to say no. And as far as, I don't really want to touch the subject, but I guess I really have to after Eddie got up and said that I almost sounded like I have $1 billion loan out there.
Interest, just interest in your,
I don't have that in my back pocket. You know, if I did, I don't know if I'd be. But at the same time, like I said, the sad thing about this whole thing about being a leader, especially in First Nation communities, it's not just it's all over. You know, and I said that around that a while ago. I'm grateful that the family asked me to do the Scottish work at that memorial. It seems like anytime, if any one of you are thinking about running for council or running for chief, you know, make sure you have a real thick skin, because as soon as you get in, you're going to be told that you're a cheater, a liar, and it hurts. It really honestly God does. Ken's been on council before, you know, getting up there in age, but still smiles and stuff like that, which is good. But I think we need to have respect for one another, but at the same time, the leadership has to respect the members.
Exactly.
So, like I say, tomorrow, when they
That's right. That's right right there.
go to vote tomorrow, they'll read all you want, but at the same time, we have a law in place, which is important. Yes, you know, there's other laws that we can get later on, but we have to follow the only law that we have right now, as validated by the people. We don't want to go and let the government of Canada decide what's good for us. We have to decide what's good for ourselves.
Oh, good evening, members of this one, Speaker of Multiple Act. That's an act, or one of our laws. Well, it's not the only law, that's important. Or housing, calls, code, whatever you want to call it. That Grady Act, quality water, get ratified. Well, that's one of our laws that's cool. Low reports, terrible, yes, that's our law. Well, if that's law, we all have to pay $6 to have our garbage or whatever, our yards clean. Some people don't pay, but we pay, I pay. That's one of the laws of the housing code, laws, whatever you call it. Inside of that document in all the states, if you're in rental arrears, you will not get another house until you clear up the rental arrears. What was AJ doing in the chief's house? The chief was still chief within that 3 months. There was a bad law resolution passed, giving him his house back because AJ should never ever been in the house.
He broke his lease.
He never broke his lease. He paid all his rental arrears and never gave him his house back. Then we had 4 seats in our office. We got them out of there. We also got his lease agreement signed by the chief in Bonnie Valley. The one you guys gave me, the lawyer, the doctor. Our lawyer. He should have never ever been declared non-resident chief because he was resident from the time we gave him his house back. The woman wasn't move out. Thank you.
Don't want to tell me.
Yeah, I'm a youth member from Cowessess, and you know, I know we're trying to stick by our traditions and stuff, but I think we're getting a little carried away here. I've sat here for over an hour and listened to all this storytelling. Like, it's just get to the point, get to the facts. That's what the youth want to hear, the facts. Like, what procedures being followed. I called ANDC, I've talked to them a few times this week, and you guys have no voter list are you going off of? Like they've asked a couple of times, which procedures are you following to do this? You know, like if William can't answer it, what about Terry? Can you answer these questions people are asking? They're simple questions, we just want them answered. That's all we want. I just can't get over the storytelling, all the stuff we said, like really, get to the point. Just tell us you're lying to us, like.
Yeah.
Really? Can we get an answer for it?
Where's the money coming from? Where'd you guys get the money to take it on the road?
From the revenue trust account.
Well,
That's where it
actually,
was at. That's where it was BCR'd out of, the revenue trust account. And as far as, what was your main question?
What procedure are we using? The same thing that Grady was asking and they were asking earlier, just got beat around the bush. And same thing with what voting list are you using for this referendum?
Well, the voters list that's being used is the last one Loretta Peak used in the last election.
How long ago was that?
About 16, 18 months ago.
Okay.
When we had the last election, that's the voters list
Okay.
that she's using. And the reason why she's using that is, yeah, there was a problem in getting the voters list from A and BC because we had only 4 signatures for council and 1 for the chief, and that was not, the reason why Indian Affairs wants 5 signatures on a BCR
Because that's the law.
is because if the chief's position is decided on in court that, yeah, he didn't have residency, then those BCRs with his signatures may be invalid. They don't know where it's going to go. The other thing is that with those signatures, they don't know where it's going to go. But for normal course of business, like contribution agreements, it's acceptable to have the chief and the 4 signatures. It's up to the other 4 councils. They've been invited to sign different BCRs, but as for these ones with the voters list, they didn't want to sign, so we're
I guess it shows you how legal it is then.
Pardon?
I guess it shows you how legal it is, and if they won't accept it, why is the community accepting it? They shouldn't.
No, it was just for the voters list. It wasn't for the whole referendum.
Well, that's a red flag right there, don't you
They
think?
don't really say whether it's legal or not. It's not up to them. They stay out of election acts. Indian Affairs does, and that's what they're doing.
Are you leaving? And the previous questions that were asked, that weren't answered?
Which one was that?
They were asking what procedures are being used, what procedures are we going off this referendum for?
We're using the referendum, a procedure called a referendum.
The ones you
That's
made.
what we're using. And once the referendum is looked at, then we need to review that, the results of the referendum. It doesn't mean that that's law on day Friday, right?
For those of us that reside on the reserve and didn't get that ballot in the mail, I think it's really unfair because a lot of our young people don't know what they're voting on.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're trying to trick us,
Yep.
but that's what it appears to me that's happening, is you're trying to trick our young people that don't understand the election act. And you know, we should have got a mail, we should have got that ballot in the mail like everybody else did. So they would know, they would learn about it, and they would understand it. So it's really unfair, your process is really flawed, and I'm gonna vote no. And I'm encouraging my children to vote no. Thank you.
I keep asking why I'm participating and trying to even think about it.
And just to go a little bit further, what she was saying, we should have a chance to read before we come into the voting, but as it is now, our members on reserve, we don't have that chance. I had to look at somebody else's voting package just to see what this is about. But going back to the cost of the voting, I guess, INAC hasn't released any money. It says that in the papers that we have here. They haven't released any monies because there's not the required number of signatures on there. So where is the money coming from to do this vote? They're not releasing that money, by the way. From the revenue trust account.
Where's the minutes leading up to all this? How come we have no minutes? That's why this is all illegal.
And just wait, before you go further, and
Tell me that.
where's the money coming from? Because right now, you're talking about love and everything. You know what? Well, we're sure feeling the love out here. We have, we're living in third world country out here. You should go and look in some of these houses. We have elders that have to move out of those houses. We have young children that are living in houses that are not livable. There's mold in these houses. Those things are exposed, those drywalls, you have, what do you call that, insulation. Children are running around, what do you care? You're not even doing anything for the reserve, and yet you come here and ask us, oh, we want your vote.
Thank you.
Let her talk.
Yeah, she's not out. You're out of order. You're out of order.
Let's referendum here.
You're out of order.
That's very pitiful, that's shameful on you guys. That these kids have to live like that.
Thank you. Kelly. Kelly.
Don't show me that book, don't show me that Bible, because they're hiding behind it.
Out of order. Out of order.
Why don't you tell the guard that? Tell the guard.
This book is for everybody, okay? That's why he died, was for the sinners.
Oh, God.
You don't need that in jail.
Yep.
I think we all need it every day of our life.
Maybe it'll save you.
All I'm saying, all I would like to say is, we had a good council. We all voted, we all designated Jerry as our class, okay?
Bullshit. See you later, John. Bullshit.
Take it easy.
Let's get out of here. Where's John at? John! John, I'm taking off. I can't listen to this bullshit no more. I can't listen to this bullshit. Here's your camera. They're just in there bullshitting
I
more.
don't care though. You're just gonna let it go on, like.